Would you like to see how Robert and I both approach a chart differently? We have readings scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday where you can do just that from the gallery. Kind of like speed dating for chart reading. Well, not really. But if you'd like to peek in with us, registration is at the top of funastrology.com. You want to start off the weekend with a yod? Well, doesn't matter if you want to or not. We've got one. TGI Friday, everybody. It's May 3rd. Thomas Miller, thank you for coming back in, and we're going to set up the weekend. Yeah, we'll be doing Ray Merriman tomorrow, Level Up Sunday night. Also, our third reading this week with Robert and me and a group of 5. You can view it. The people getting readings, that sold out within a day, but you can come in and watch, and I will tell you the last 2 have been just absolutely chock full of astrological knowledge. We are not going to be selling these. They're semi-private, obviously, and we're just going to let the people who participate have a replay and a download link, but that's it. So if you would like to see it, you could come in and register for the one we have Saturday, and then we have 2 next week, Tuesday and Thursday evenings. And all of that information is at the top of funastrology.com. I wanted to also just pause and thank so many of you who have bought a coffee. I just really appreciate it. I love that little thing. It, to me, is a little bit more fun than Patreon, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I have left notes for all of you who have done that, and I just really, really appreciate you exchanging value for what you're taking from this. Give back a little bit to it, and that circulates energy, and that's most important. So thank you. Now, let's talk about this yod, first of all. At the top of it is the south node. I mean, go figure. Have we not been dealing with stuff? So the south node is at the top. On one corner is basically the sun, and on the other corner is Saturn, with the moon approaching quickly today. So the moon and Saturn sextile to the sun, with the south node of the moon at the top of the yod. You know what that yod symbolizes? Exactly what the last 2 days of podcasts were all about. So I'll just leave you with those. You can go back and pick that up. But it is all about going into our heart and doing this very deep work, right into the essence of who we are, the sun, along with Father Karma, right down into our soul, Saturn and the moon, pushing their combined energies to say we have a purpose. And that purpose is thrust into the south node in Libra, which, at least around sunrise time today, is in the 6th house of self-integration, that psychological integration, how we take all of the things of our lives and process it. And that is sitting right next to the vertex point at sunrise, which is a fated, destined point in our chart. This could not be more clear. It so emphasizes and punctuates Wednesday and Thursday's episodes. And that south node in Libra, remember, when it first moved in there, I kind of flipped it because my north node is in Libra, south node is in Aries. And what I was saying is, for me, it's make love, not war, right? Don't make war, Aries. Focus on Venus. Well, what this is, south node in Libra, stand up for yourself. Be willing to claim your turf and even fight for it if you need to, because with the north node in Aries, the tendency is to be too passive, especially about your own affairs. Have you lost yourself in a relationship? Have you given yourself to something that has claimed all of you? Maybe it's a job, it's a partner, it's a destination, whatever it is. But you say, wait a minute, it is time for me to take my life back. This is the time, and this is the symbolism. Pluto is now in retrograde. Now, the other sextile in the chart today, we've talked about it also, is Mars, having just moved into Aries now, has reached 2 degrees, which is Pluto's degree in Aquarius, and so they are sextile to each other today. We've been seeing the effects of this all week with basically these campus riots. I think a lot of the stuff that you're reading about in the news is symbolic of. Wednesday, it was about 10 minutes before we were finished with the reading, there was about a 4-point-something earthquake about 30 miles from here. Didn't feel anything, but I was like, oh boy. I mean, this bundle is so tight. And now with Mars, power planet, sextile to Pluto, power planet, Jupiter of expansions pulling away from Uranus, which rules earthquakes, You know, the planets are still so tight, and they will be for another couple of weeks. They are going to start to pull apart, but it's going to take a while. And I've just been reflecting on this. We've all been through this together, and you've experienced it the way you've experienced it, everybody collectively. I don't hear anybody say that it seems broadly that our whole culture, every person on the planet has in some kind of way been feeling the stress and pressure and psychological breakdowns and, relationship challenges and everything that's gone into this. And if it hasn't happened to you, you probably know somebody who it has. That when the planets are this tight, between Saturn at 16 degrees Pisces and Jupiter at 24 degrees Taurus, if my math is right, that's 70 degrees all stacked in there together. Let me say that another way. Every piece of energy that affects our lives, except Pluto and the Moon, are within just two signs, 70 degrees of each other. That's an astrological cauldron. Unfortunately, I've not had the time to research when previous bundle patterns were in history. If any of you have time and an ephemeris, that would be a great little project. I remember seeing a really tight bundle in 1284 when we were studying the Saturn-Pluto conjunction of that year. And a lot of chaos and change occurred over the next 100 years after that big bundle. But more recently, I'm just not sure, but I'll bet there were, let's just say, amplified activities during and after the bundle. This is why Libra is in the chart. Our bodies, our psyches, our construct is built for balance. Energetically, we have been anything but balanced for the last about 90 days. I know we will all be welcoming it when it arrives here in just a few weeks as these planets finally start to spread out from each other a little bit. Yay! Now, between today and all the way through next weekend, we're just chasing the moon, basically. In fact, it's so tight that everything is just globbed right on top of each other. So a key word for the next, not just today, but all the way through next weekend, I'm going to do 3. Let's say rest, first of all, just catching up because energetically we get a reprieve. Pause, energetic spa day, if you will, or spa week. So as you're going through your day, be going through it realizing you don't have to push so hard. Just throttle it back as best you can in your environment. And the third is caution. So rest, pause, and caution. Sleep like your cat. In other words, you can look totally zonked out, but at the drop of a shoe, you can fly 10 feet into the air. Think of that visual picture. Because the bundle is so tight that anything could spring loose at any time. So yes, have a good nap in the sun. Roll over on your belly. Get some sunshine. Take some time for some self-care. Maybe go do an extra yoga class or get a massage or go to one of those water parks, where you can get in hot tubs and steam baths and all that. Do something, but do it with caution. Guard up, ready to spring into action if necessary. And on top of that, have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to scoot out of here. See you in the morning with Financial Report from Ray. And then I'll be back on Sunday night and see you back here again on Monday. Enjoy your nap.